going. So if you're interested in getting started in wood carving, come on in under the gazebo at 1 o'clock.
We're close enough to the Woodcarvers Festival here at the good old Drake Motel to hear the morning announcements.
2 o'clock to 2:30 we have a new vendor coming in. Her name is Jamie Lee, and Jamie Lee does pebble art.
We had HGTV on or whatever, and then we were hearing singing, and we thought it was a woman next door who had sat outside our window who started singing.
From 2:30 to 3:30 we have our first time ever chainsaw demonstration.
But it was the national anthem, and that's how they start the Woodcarvers Festival.
If you've all wondered how they do it, all these carvings with a chainsaw, this is another unique idea for wood carving.
Americana.
Any of you vendors that come further, you better come up and let me know so we can give you credit. Right now, Chip is from Chicago.
We're in Blackduck, Minnesota for the Woodcarvers Festival, and so far the furthest person to come here is from Chicago. Matt, they're walleyes.
I know.
Get it?
Yep.
It's not just the Woodcarvers Festival, there's also the Blackduck Library annual book sale. And Max made a beeline to it, and now I know why.
Announcement, someone has lost.
Is it the best?
It's really good. Do you want a bite of it?
Mmm. It's the freshest fry bread.
Yeah.
They have onion rings too.
Oh shit.
You can eat those.
You like onions?
They're not just any onion rings, they're Lions Club onion rings. I don't know what that means.
It means they're the best.
Getting older or what? Yeah. You getting older? So great. Now you take, they'll take a picture of you too to film. Wow. How's your prostate?
How do you feel in?
I feel great.
You gonna wood carve now?
Heck yeah. I see why they updated it. Although
Yeah.
I like the other one. It's got real folk art quality to it.
It's gonna be on Twitter.
Might be.
Oh, fiberglass.
This might be the one that Passport made.
Yeah, I'm looking for the medallion. I bet. It sure looks like something.
I wonder where the tag is. I'm a little surprised at the choice of tunes. In between the announcements, they're like, stroke me, stroke me.
It's KQRS from 1984. Got their playlist somehow.
The Woodcarvers Festival has reached its teenage years. I recognize stuff, like there's the movie theater. But I still don't have my bearings.
Right.
So we're going to my grandma's old house. That's how I know about the Woodcarvers Festival. Not a lot of traffic here, but the moment I start vlogging, all the cars happen.
And every single one of them is dragging their muffler behind them.
Duck in and Eat restaurant. So what was your favorite thing of the Woodcarvers Festival so far?
The hat and the fry bread.
I think mine was the walleyes.
The walleyes were hilarious.
I've never seen that before.
I'll tell you, in all honesty, my favorite thing was these long stirring sticks.
Oh my
because
gosh.
A woman came up and went, "Oh, lefse," and then did a whole poem about lefse in Norwegian. She's like, "Lefse, lefse, hurvy, hurvy." And it continued on for like 3 minutes.
There's the original duck.
For some reason I thought it was going to be like the size of a mountain.
So the little girl in this picture is my mom, and that's her dog. I don't remember the name of the dog. My mom has told me this story a few times, of course I don't remember exactly, but I think the photographer called her mom and said, "We need somebody to be in the picture for the brochure. Can you quick come over and do this?" And it might be because of the proximity. My mom lived right by this duck, I think. I have a feeling I'm getting every one of these details wrong. I will have to talk to her and get back, I think. But that's her, and I thought it would be so fun that now that I have a little dog and I'm coming up here, it would be fun to recreate it. And it is the same duck. It's a different paint job, but that's the same duck.
I'll tell you what I didn't realize, that this is supposed to be Paul Bunyan's duck.
Duckling. Duck charm bracelet. It's tiny.
More like a pocket duck, eh?
Decoy.
Yeah, that's a cute house.
I remember this horse chestnut tree made it impossible to go barefoot in the front lawn because it was just so, yeah, like stones. Oh my God, I can't believe this swing set is still up. I used to play on this.
You just swing around that?
Obviously that's new. Yeah, the fence used to come out around. City dog doesn't see sand very often. Yeah, that used to be the fence.
The wooden one?
Yeah, and I think this used to be enclosed. And I would sit out on that patio and eat macaroni and tomatoes. I remember I left my socks out in the backyard and I forgot all about them. And then it was nighttime and I went out to go get them and I brought them in the house and I dropped them on the floor. Oh, there was slugs all over them.
Oh, God.
And I remember my uncle taking them and he picked off every one of the slugs and threw them in the toilet and flushed it.
And that's why there's giant slugs.
That thing. I remember riding bike and playing on this very sidewalk as a kid. And there's always this point in the sidewalk and I always wondered if they fixed it. And they still haven't. I can see it right now. Amazing.
Oh, that little bump there?
Yeah, I think I would, like, as I got more brave, I would, like, jump my bike on it.
Get some air on it.
Oh. Sidewalk memory. We just stumbled upon my aunt, my deceased Aunt Debbie's class reunion.
Yeah.
It would have been her 55th class reunion. And I just wanted to check on the gift shop in there. Because somebody I sort of knew used to carve ducks, and so I vaguely remember a gift shop around here, and that said gift shop even though it was in the community or the senior center, so I went in anyway, and the woman was like, oh, I think everything's pretty much over at the Woodcarvers Festival, and I said, well, I'm also taking a little walk down memory lane, and then all this stuff spilled out, and we're like, she knows my aunts and she knows my mom. Oh, cute. Thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really nice. I thought that was great.
It's fun to be able to name drop. Wonder how that's going. Now we're in the gift shop I was originally thinking of, and I remember the smell. It smells the same. It's very like, think of pine and cinnamon. They have a lot of cute things here. There's another duck!
Come on in.
This one looks more like the one in your mother's picture.
I think so too.
Think she was just about this big back then?
Yeah.
Good boy, Burt.
All right. Civic pride.
She and her brother are creating this new
Now that duck is yours.
Do you want to call and find out what the Wi-Fi is, or just pop in?
I got the Wi-Fi password.
Annie, what is it? Yep. Won't give it away, but it's duck themed.
How's that Four Wheels grilled cheese?
It's good. It's from their secret menu,
Oh.
which is to say, I had to ask them if they could make one for me.
Can you make us a grilled cheese, please? Okay, dinner outside at Poor Willie's in Tenstrike was
Great.
perfection, and now, OMG,
Funkley.
we're going to Funkley.
OMF and G.
OM Funkley G. Things are gonna get funkly.
Every little thing I do is gonna be funkly
From now on. Alright, let's get the Funkley out of here.
71 to 71. Just keep going down 71 till we get to Funkley.
Alright. See you there.
Get the Funkley out of my face. Get the Funkley out of my face.
We didn't get far out of Tenstrike after eating because we spotted Bigfoot. This little road right here is like a freeway for little Northwoods dune buggies. It's almost just as busy as the regular highway. What do you think, Burt? It's Sasquatch. Looks like the Funkley bar has closed, but we're gonna go pull in and look at it anyway. And I'm a little sad because I didn't see the population sign for Funkley. It just says Funkley. Because I wanted my picture next to the sign of it saying population. Yeah, usually it said population 5. Well, I mean there's cars here. Scary. Yeah, scary. Look at that dude on the top holding the flag. And there's skulls.
Nah, but that skull with the star on it is incredible. Yeah, pull over. I'm going to take a couple of photos.
And there's a limo back there. Should we talk about first? We're in Blackduck, Minnesota. It's about a 4.5 hour drive north of Minneapolis. It's in northern Minnesota. And
about how far would you say we are from the border with Canada? Like an hour?
Maybe 2 hours?
Maybe 2 hours? So
we're up there. We came.
If this is Minnesota and this is Minneapolis, we're up here.
I decided years ago that I wanted to come back up here to go to the nightly news. I've been wanting to come up here for years because of the Woodcarvers Festival. I've been to the Woodcarvers Festival before, but I was a little kid. I used to come up here because my grandma used to live up here and would come and visit, but that's how I know about the Woodcarvers Festival. And I thought it would just be fun to come up here. No
digging.
On our own and revisit the place.
Yeah.
Max?
Never been here before.
What did you think today when we... How did the day begin?
The day began, well, we were lying in bed.
Really, Burt?
Come on, Burt.
Come. There we go. Good, that's fine. I'll take it.
The day began with a woman standing outside our motel room and talking. And so we were watching television to sort of drown out her monologue. And then I thought that she started just singing the national anthem. It's like, is that woman singing? So we turned off the TV. Instead we realized that that sound was coming from literally next door where the Woodcarvers Festival was. And over the course of the day, when we were not at the festival, we heard announcements like in the movie MASH, where they constantly interrupt the movie with announcements, and they were pretty hilarious.
It was so amusing. One of them was like, Bob, your wife is waiting for you at the information booth. Come find your wife, Bob.
If your name is Timmy, your parents are waiting for you at the totem pole.
And that one sounded like maybe his sister got to say that one, because it sounded like a little kid. Somebody lost their checkbook, somebody lost their keys, a phone. We knew all of this. And at one point, for one of the raffle drawings, she said the person's name who won, and then she said, and he wrote his phone number down, and she said the phone number. I wonder if he got a lot of prank calls.
So we called him.
He won.
Anybody tell you win yet?
What'd he win? Oh, probably like a wooden gnome or something.
Or they had these corrugated metal tin men.
Oh, the tin men.
Yeah, they were made out of like old cans and stuff.
Do you know that it was supposed to be a bird feeder?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I figured that out.
There's like a pie tin as the clown collar, and you're supposed to fill that with the bird seed.
So essentially what you're doing is you're hanging a Tin Man clown in your backyard, and then birds are pecking at his neck.
Just like in, I was going to say Little House on the Prairie.
We all remember that special episode.
Alfonso! No!
So we actually went to the festival shortly after it started.
Yeah, it was from 9 to 4. I think we got there
9:30.
9:30, 10-ish. There's like the Woodcarvers Festival, the annual book sale,
yeah, from the library,
a farmer's market, and a craft sale.
Yeah,
it's
a lot going on.
Happening. And then we diverted our course to find my grandma's house.
Right.
That was very fun. So I thought it would be really fun to bring that brochure up here and reenact the picture with Burt.
Our little dog.
Yeah, and it ended up going really well, I think.
That duck is supposed to be Paul Bunyan's duck.
It's so tiny. I mean, when you think of Paul Bunyan. But I guess if you think of a duck...
Ducks are not big.
In the scale of us, they're small. So...
I'm not quite sure how big Paul Bunyan is supposed to be.
I go by the Bemidji sculpture.
Which we will be filming, so you'll be able to see that in this video. Yeah, it's a small duck compared to the Bemidji Bunyan.
The Bemidji Bunyan.
The Bemudgeon.
It's a shoe store in Bemidji. They specialize in fitting individual feet.
Problem feet.
And then I think we got lunch. Or did we take a nap?
I don't know. But we either took a nap and got lunch, or we got lunch and took a nap. Regardless, the nap is not the interesting part of the story. The
Maybe
lunch
not
is.
for you.
Where did we go? We went to a place called Tenpin, Minnesota, which is...
Tenstrike.
Tenstrike, that's it. And what was the name of the bar?
Poor Willie's.
P-O-U-R.
And every now and then people would pull up on their...
They're four-wheelers.
But they're like...
They're tricked out four-wheelers.
They're like dune buggies, but built for a rugged forest situation.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what made Poor Willie's kind of fun, because Tenstrike is this tiny town that, as far as I can tell, had a handful of houses, a large lumber mill, and then this bar. And the food was great.
Yeah.
The drinks were great.
Yep.
Prices were great.
Price was great.
We sat outside in the sun, and then we decided to go to Funkley.
Did we want to try and do Funkley again tonight?
Oh my God, should we? That would be fun.
It's a quick drive. The bar looks like something out of a Twin Peaks. There are skulls on it.
I don't remember it ever being so elaborate. I don't know when that happened. And I don't remember it being so far away from the road.
And apparently the bar is owned by the mayor, who might live there as well.
Oh my God. My mom used to go there all the time after
she lived here, yeah.
but after she graduated high school, that's where everybody would go because there would be bands and dancing. But it used to also be, there used to be strippers there. And she said that was sort of notoriously known because there was a stripper there named Marcia Mallow, and her slogan was 200 pounds of fluff. So maybe I can meet Marcia tonight.
If only.
Oh, she's probably under the ground.
Or in a s'more.
I just want to kind of get your impressions of the experience today, because again, this is something I kind of grew up doing, but did you?
Did I grow up doing anything like this? No, I'm from Minneapolis. I grew up going to the Walker Arts Center, and.
But every now and then you would come up this way, like to Canoe or something, but you didn't do festivals?
Nothing in terms of towns. No, when I'd come up north, we came up to the headwaters of the Mississippi once when I was a very little boy. I barely remember it. And then I'd go up to the boundary waters, and we wouldn't see any towns or anything. And I was a teenager, so even if we had stopped at the towns, it would have been like to get some food or something. That would have been it. I like it. I love small town festivals.
Just the little bits of conversation we were hearing throughout the day was just
it was great.
Kind of fascinating.
It was great.
Burt got a lot of attention.
Talking to people for about 10 minutes at a time is really fun. I do enjoy these brief interactions where people are like, oh yeah, my dog used to have one eye, and we'd be like, oh yeah, how's that dog now? They'd be like, oh, that dog, I'd put that dog down. We'd be like, oh no, that's sad. Like, it was fun having human interactions, whereas usually we just lock ourselves up in
the room,
our apartment.
Heard a guy ask another guy about his prostate.
Yeah. That's something I've only ever experienced in the Minneapolis Jewish community, where it's a constant topic of conversation, but apparently...
Maybe when people think of Minnesota nice, we can put it into this context of Minnesota nice means, how's your prostate?
There is this national conception of Minnesota that's based on, what's that radio show? Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah.
Which is based in Midwestern bachelor farmers from southern Minnesota, sort of near Minneapolis. It's based on the creator's actual experiences, but it's a very limited view of what being Minnesotan is. And when you come up north to the woods up here, Minnesotans are a lot wilder than they are down south, and they're a lot goofier. Like, everybody up here has a really odd, goofy sense of humor. There was one guy when we were at the bar who came up, and he just borrowed a couple of chairs to take him around the side.
Yeah, he's going to move him out of the sun and into the shade.
Sit in the shade, and he kept behaving like he was stealing them. At one point, he was like, I can probably run pretty fast. I got like 10 legs here. Like, that's a pretty solid joke.
We won't say a word if you buy us a drink.
Yeah. So I like the wildness of the northern lumber community.
That is my sense of humor.
It is your sense of humor. It's your family's sense of humor. I mean, I remember coming up north with it to Bemidji, I think, for Easter.
Yeah.
And your brother and your uncle pretended to get into a fist fight, which apparently was a regular thing for them. Like, just throwing each other around.
Making a lot of noise. Yeah.
There's a sort of boozy wildness to the north that I really like.
The bar in Funkley, according to Google, is permanently closed. And when we drove there today, it said closed.
We don't believe it.
What if it's not?
Saturday night in Funkley. We gotta find out.
Let's go find out. Saddle up the dog. There's the same amount of cars here as there was today, right? Yeah. There's lights on in there. Is it somebody's, like, There's
Yeah, there's a
people
bar.
in there.
There's people in there. We gotta go.
I'm so afraid to go in there.
No,
Who are they?
we gotta do
It
it.
says closed. Oh my God.
Alright, you remember how I was just saying that up north it's a little bit wilder? It's a lot wilder. It's a lot boozier and wilder. We did manage to get into the bar. Okay, so first of all, not a bar.
Not a bar.
Private residence, hasn't been a bar for 2 years. But the owners of it were kind enough to let us in to have a drink with them after they'd been partying all night because it was the owner's anniversary.
40th?
4th.
And it was her
fourth
time
husband.
being married.
Yeah. They're coming after us. I think the first story they told us, because I said, how many people are there in Funkley right now? They said, there's about 15. They said, oh, 14, because one of them's in jail.
Who went on a little spree in 3 counties.
Yeah. Apparently they found him in his place full of stolen guns. They're like, we don't have much to do with him. They're like, well, he comes in here all the time. I was like, well, yeah, but...
He leaves with some of our stuff, too, so we don't claim him.
I'll go ahead and say that they were nice folks.
They were super nice.
They were very friendly. They gave us beers. The guy who owns it, who I think is a former mayor, he wears a cowboy hat. He's got a big skull tattoo on his arm. He looks a little bit like...
he had on like a
Kinky
skull...
Friedman. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He had like a skull leather vest on.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's a biker. He's a chainsaw artist. He's chainsawed skulls all the way, all over his building.
Pillars on the front porch. I guess he did that.
With chainsaws.
Do you think he did it after the pillars were up and he was just out there with a chainsaw?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Apparently he's chainsawed the whole building. Like he's chainsawed new doors into the building. He installed a hot tub in the building using a chainsaw.
Yeah, so we kind of got split up in the bar. Not physically, we were all sitting at the bar, but one of the women came over and we were talking, and then Max, you were talking with everybody else.
Yeah.
So you got, all I heard was a story about her dog totally destroying her brand new furniture. But what did you hear?
So I heard about his wife, oh God, they met because she came into the bar and he bet her $5 that his nipples were larger than hers. That in fact your mother's story about Marcia Mallow seems to be consistent with their own stories. And I'd read a story where the place had gotten busted a couple of times for having completely nude women in there giving lap dances, only dressed in like
camo hats.
Yeah, camo hats, because they used to have hunters come and hang out there. It sounds like it was a pretty wild place back in the day. I kind of regret that we missed those times. Just hearing their war stories. Burt it's well past his bedtime, and they have a lot of dogs in this place.
I think I only saw 3.
3 is a lot.
Yeah.
So Burt was just ready to fight them the entire evening.
So there was 1, 2, 3, 4 people in there when we got there. So that's like almost half the population of Funkley.
Yeah, a third at this point. Yeah. Yeah, I was very happy with the experience. It was actually exactly... I mean, I was hoping it would be an actual bar and we could just go in and get some drinks, but I was planning on talking with people when they got there anyway, so...
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. But Funkley is a much wilder place than Blackduck is. I can see why people used to go over there for sort of the raucousness.
The Tijuana of Blackduck.
It's the Tijuana of Blackduck, yeah.
And can I just say how giant the moon is tonight?
Oh my God.
And the sky is so clear that you can tell that Mars is red.
It's a horror movie moon tonight.
Huge.
The moon is huge, full, and bright red with those wispy clouds.
Yeah.
Crisscrossing it.
And then you see the silhouettes of all the pine trees. I mean, it's totally amazing.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, I'm glad we did that.
My adrenaline is up there.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, it was literally just us being invited into some people's houses, chatting with them for half an hour when we had a beer and going home, and they were very nice people.
Right.
But when you open with the story about the guy across the street getting arrested for having stolen guns across 3 counties, it's a livelier conversation.
I immediately was like, did I lock the car?
Yeah.
You don't
Funkley.
know where that guy is right now. Knock, knock, knock. We had a date, me and this big fella. Well, we're not having other candy, but you can talk to your people.
No,
Hey! Flowing north.
No, it's going south.
I don't think so. There's the mighty Mississippi. Happy dog!
Here, Brady.
Your job all by yourself.
Good boy!
You want to keep going?
Come on, Burt. Good boy!
You gotta figure it out.
We are in the Mississippi River.
Yeah, we are walking across it like Moses crossing the Red Sea.
Busy day at the Headwaters.
Yeah.
The water's so clear you can see the minnows and everything.
We'll walk down that way.
So painful.
We're not used to walking barefoot.
I ain't got the padding.
Ouch! Ooh, that was a pointy one. It's so refreshing.
Traditionally, you'd meet Little John in the middle of this, and you'd have to knock each other off. But
yeah, don't knock her off. I looked at the background, but here. Show us the way, Burt. Come on.
come on, stop eating
Come
grass.
on. Is it like you remember?
No, I don't remember any of this stuff.
Not even that pole. I feel like that pole is so memorable. But
No, weirdly, the only thing I remember is that series of cabins we drove past.
Oh,
it brought
sure.
back a massive sense memory.
Do you want to stop there on the way back?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
This is what I wanted to see. In fact, this is what I wanted to see because I barely remember it from when I was a kid.
Good. I'm glad we stopped.
Now I've got...
Look at the minnows.
Folks are just fjording their way down.
Can we? Okay.
All right, let's do a quick food taste. I'm not going to tell you what the foods are, but they are all either directly or loosely associated with Itasca State Park.
And where did you get them?
I got them at the gift store at the Headwaters of the Mississippi. So, I can unwrap that for you. So, you can probably guess by looking at this what it is.
Ooh, that's good, that's good. I can smell maple.
Mm-hmm.
Is it maple? Some maple toffee? Taffy?
Yeah, it's maple taffy.
Mmm.
What maple flavor?
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. What do these look like?
They look like rot, but are they gum?
They're not gum. They are not rocks, though. Itasca State Park pebbles.
Let's go throw them back in.
Let me give you a couple of pebbles.
They look so good.
They feel like actual
They
pebbles.
sound like it.
Pop them in. Pop them in our goobers. See what they taste like.
Oh, the chocolate!
Yeah.
I was not expecting chocolate.
Pretty good chocolate, too.
Mmm. And they pulled these right out of the Mississippi?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's why it looks so muddy. It's chocolate.